So I just got a Model 3 Performance for an overnight test drive, so I'm going to let you know my first impressions right now, but it's going to be, I don't know, kind of a decently long video since I'm having it overnight. But first impressions, the adaptive suspension is honestly amazing. I first started out in chill mode and the ride and handling was in standard, and it felt amazing. It honestly felt like a Model S with the air suspension. Another thing, going from the Cybertruck to the Model 3, the steering is immediately so much better on the Model 3. It's honestly not even comparable. I don't even know why they put that steering in the Cybertruck in the first place, to be honest, but it honestly feels pretty refreshing getting back into a Model 3 with actual good steering. The steering feels way better than the single motor that I drove, but also you can adjust the steering weight into a heavier setting, so that's probably contributes to that. They also gave me a white interior, which I think is really cool. I've never been in a Tesla with a white interior, so pretty neat. Also another thing, the seats are so comfy. I've sat in the new X3, like the brand new one that came out, and I've said that those were the best seats that I've ever sat in, but honestly these are definitely better. And they're ventilated too. The X3 doesn't have ventilated seats at all. But also from an ergonomic standpoint, I don't like these steering wheel buttons, but how they're laid out on the Model 3, it's way better placed for your thumb. The Cybertruck, it felt kind of weird. It was more like up here, like around here kind of, so it just felt kind of unnatural. I mean, it still feels unnatural going like this, but with how my thumb's placed, it's pretty easy. But overall, I do really like this, especially for 50K. I did a poll maybe like 10 minutes ago, and my God, this thing is fast. Especially for 50K, this thing is insanely fast. Here, I'll do a little pull right now. Yeah, like it's insane for 50K. Like I'm honestly speechless. But I'll get back to you guys in a bit when something else comes up. Right, another thing I just realized, and also what you can't see since it's so dark out. So usually steering wheel stitching is right here. You get like a seam along here, so you don't really feel it necessarily with your fingers. You do have it right here, but also on the bottom, it's right here where my finger is. So you're when I'm holding the wheel like this, you're basically rubbing your fingers alongside the seam of the steering wheel. That's something that I do not like at all, and I've never felt on any other car. And also, I've never seen any other reviewer bring this up. It's not a deal breaker in a sense. You can just get another steering wheel. But for my hand to be up against this the entire time, I don't like that at all, to be honest. Yeah, honestly, coming into this out of the Cybertruck, dude, this is so much better than the Cybertruck in every way. Like from a price standpoint, from driving it, from the steering to how it looks, to the interior, to the ergonomics. The one thing I realized with the new Model 3 is they really stepped up the quality. Quality control is pretty good. These lights are so bright. It's almost like it's daytime in here. Also, another thing about the new Model 3 is the legroom is awesome. Even with the passenger seat pretty far back, some pretty nice legroom. But the bright work on this cabin is honestly stunning. I do really like this. Also the performance, you get the aluminum pedals, which is nice. Also the new UI, which I like. Shows you your exact car. These seats are amazing. I said the Cybertruck seats were good, but these are on a whole different level. And honestly, the sound insulation in this is way better than the Cybertruck. One thing I love are these headlights. They just honestly look amazing. I'm gonna see if I can turn on the lights. Yeah, but honestly, the new light design is killer. I'm not a Tesla fanboy in any means possible, but when they make something good, I will call it out where it's due. So the other thing I love about this car are the rims. You really can't see them in this light. This badge is awesome. It's crazy because I'm at Los Gatos Luxury right now. I'm among all these insanely nice cars. But this right here could honestly beat anything here in a race. On it, the Revuelto over there, probably not, but you can't see it. But anything that you're seeing here, this car for $50K can give a good run for its money. I do love that color over there. So nice. I love how the new light is just one single piece instead of like a split design. Yeah, that beeping's annoying. But immediately, I've driven the last gen Model 3, and immediately you can tell the difference in ride quality and sound detonation. It rides so good in the standard mode. I wish there was a comfort mode on top of the standard mode. Make it like a little bit more stiff. But overall, this thing's great, especially for the price. And let me make this clear. I'm not a Tesla fanboy. I do not really like Elon Musk. But this car is for 55 grand, and then you add on the $7,500 tax credit. It's a steal. It's honestly a steal for what you're getting. I do really like that badge in the seat too. Damn, the seat's already getting dirty though. I do like the white, but I don't think I would personally get the white interior. I don't really trust myself. I got the Model 3 Performance and some proper lighting. Yeah, dude, the front end, just how this is just so clean. I'm digging it. And the panel gaps too. It's honestly looking pretty good. There's honestly something about this white color with the white interior. Especially when it all lights up. Here's your launcher end. That thing's sick. Yeah, I don't know. For 55K, this is pretty insane. Yeah, honestly, they hit it out of the park with this design. I was taking pictures of it, and low-key the front end gives me Prius vibes. Like new Prius vibes, obviously. But it's just crazy. They took an existing design, because this is all the same. This side profile is all the same, so they basically just took an existing design and improved on it. It's just crazy how a facelift makes this car looks... It just makes this car look that much better. Just from one facelift. And it doesn't look odd. Like usually sometimes when they do facelifts, the front bumper doesn't really match up with the existing side profile. But I feel like here, they did a really good job. Especially the rear end. Just looks so good. I will say one thing with this car is I'm definitely missing the sound. I had WRX starting up there. It's really making me miss it. But I can't get over it. For 55K, you get this much. And it can, quote unquote, full self-drive. You guys can see the rims better in this lighting. I do like the rims. The forged rims look very nice. It's cool to see the new forged rims on the Elantra N versus the Model 3. I think I know that guy. It's funny. Of course it's not focusing. Yeah, the white interior is like honestly nuts. You can already see the marks. It's nice. And how the ambient lighting follows through into the rear is very cool. All right, first time trying full self-driving. See, like, look, immediately when you have a phone up, because it uses the camera now to tell if you're paying attention. That's one thing it's kind of cool, but it's kind of annoying when you're trying to film, obviously. But so far, the full self-driving is actually working pretty well. It just dodges people. But yeah, it's working pretty well, besides the fact that it's interrupting me because I'm using my phone.
Right onto Lark Avenue.
But yeah, I've tried full self-driving in the Model 3 last gen with the hardware 3, and then the Model Y with hardware 3 and hardware 4.
Turn right onto Lark Avenue.
So this is my first time in a new Model 3 with hardware 4, and it's doing honestly pretty well so far. It's coming to a stop pretty smooth. But yeah, I don't think this is what you guys are here for. Took that corner a little bit rough, but I mean, honestly, with stopping, I mean, that was a bit rough too. But with stopping and going, with stop and go, it's actually really good. Let's just increase the speed a little bit because it's going way too slow. But yeah, no real hiccups, honestly. Hardware 3 in the Model Y was pretty bad. That's cool. It's even slowing down for the train tracks. It's pretty cool attention to detail. The one thing that Tesla needs to do is make this brighter at night. You can barely see it. Also, one thing with full self-driving supervised, it's a lot more likely to lane change and stuff for the optimal lane and such. Honestly, the stop and go is pretty inconsistent just from this little drive, but it's taken this decent. I mean, the one thing I honestly wonder is what happens if there was a car right there. What would it do? Yeah, it's cool how you don't really have to move the steering wheel anymore for it to register. Also, one thing with full self-driving is it needs to be a bit faster. I'm on 39 right now and it's still on 30. But I wonder if it senses that I'm not paying attention, so it's just staying the speed limit. Might honestly be that. Oh, that's cool. It's merging. Very smooth merge. Honestly, very smooth through this corner. And it's staying in the lines like pretty well. Hardware 3 would not do that. I just did a pull with corrective steering applied for your safety. What the fuck? This thing's tweaking out. But anyways, I did a pull with autopilot or full self-driving on. And it literally pulled me to the right. I had to jerk the wheel to the left to like pull me out of autopilot. Me and my friend were just talking about it. That's so dangerous. They need to fix that. It's just, that's unacceptable. Frankly.
On the right.
But yeah, it's fast. I will give it that. I've probably said that like a million times this video, but this thing is insanely fast. Here, I'll get a pull right here.
In 500
Oh my
right
God.
into King-
It's some
turn left
residential
onto Forest Hill
testing.
Drive, then turn left onto Yorkton Way.
Avoided that car pretty well. I would always drive this after school, so I kind of know how challenging it could be sometimes if like the
Now
car is
turn
parked
left
on the
onto
side of the
Forest Hill
road.
Drive.
Yeah, it's a little bit too
Now
slow.
turn left onto Yorkton Way.
All right, honestly, after a couple of pulls in this thing, it's insane. I thought the speed would wear off on me, but for 47 grand after incentives, there's seriously nothing like this. And also, I got the car with maybe 53%. I'm at 39 now. Decided to get a little bit of juice. But yeah, it's honestly mind-blowing. It really just sips through battery. Yeah, it's honestly just crazy how different the new one looks compared to the old one. Honestly looks pretty mean. And I'm not a fan of white cars normally, but especially when you compare it to like a Model Y with the last gen headlights, it just looks so good. And I also love how they wrote out Tesla on the back. It's pretty neat. One thing I wish is it was in black for the performance. You know, you can't complain on everything. God damn, looks so good. Hoping that maybe 10 minutes will get me up to maybe 50%. Maybe 15 minutes at that, but I guess I'm doing the out of spec 15% challenge. Not 15%, 15-minute challenge. But I'll get back to you guys in about 10 minutes. Show you guys where the charge is at. It's at 39 when I parked. Honestly, pretty decent speeds. I'm not complaining at 110 kilowatts. Yeah, honestly, there's just something about the front end that just does it for me. Especially when you compare it to the last gen. I do love these brake ducts right here. The last gen had it, but they're definitely not as pronounced. $39 to 46% in about 8 minutes. Pretty cool. I wish it was at 220. Kind of sucks, but you know, can't complain about everything. This thing is so cool, dude. It's gotta be fun. Mm-hmm.